This research for the first time is going to tell us exactly where international travel is occurring, both in the smaller markets in the United States to the largest international hubs. It will also help us understand which corridors are growing internationally, which metropolitan areas connect to which metropolitan peers outside the United States, and then the biggest question of all, does federal funding and federal policy reflect the realities we're seeing on the ground? We know that in the global economy we're dealing with now, it's no longer enough for US metropolitan markets to just trade with one another. We need to start looking beyond our borders to trade internationally. And that's going to require us to understand what are the actual resources that we're trading with one another. So that crosses the elements like the movement of goods, the movement of people, and the movement of capital or financial resources. This particular research looks at the people side of that equation. In particular, for the United States, it's international aviation. Outside of places like Canada or Mexico, the only way to get to the United States, whether in or out, is via airplane. And this particular research will help us understand how international aviation not only connects our metropolitan economies globally, it will also help us better understand how they can continue to grow economically in the 21st century. In the past, we noticed that international aviation research was limited to those places that were actually physically connected globally. So these are your big airport hubs like New York and Los Angeles and San Francisco. What we wanted to be able to do was to look into international connections deeper within the United States to all metropolitan markets. So we can understand how places like, let's say, Wichita or New Orleans actually connect globally, therefore how well they connect to this global marketplace of the 21st century. By understanding this research, we can now see for the first time what those flows look like deep within the United States to metropolitan markets all throughout the world. And we can move beyond, likewise, in places like Europe and Asia and Africa, deeper inside their metropolitan markets too, to really understand that global connectivity